I'd like to call to order the Westmont Village Board meeting of March 9th, 2023 to order at 6 o'clock p.m. and ask Clerk Simsky for roll call, please.
Mayor Gunther?
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Barker?
Here.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Guzzo? Here. Trustee Little? Here. Trustee Nero?
Here.
Trustee Simonovich?
Here.
Attorney Zemanek?
Here.
Village Manager May?
Here.
Assistant Village Manager Parker?
Here. Would everybody please rise and join me in a pledge of allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting, and the first item is open forum. There's no one here for open forum, so I will close open forum, move on to reports. My report is first, and I'd like to make a little statement here. Our community is mourning the loss of Matt Hayden after a tragic workplace accident that occurred on February 23rd, 2023. This is a heartbreaking situation. Our thoughts and prayers go to Matt's friends, colleagues, and especially to the Hayden family. From all accounts, Matt was a kind-hearted, hard-working young man who grew up in Westmont and graduated from Westmont High School. Matt began work with the Village of Westmont as a seasonal employee and recently took on a full-time position with the Public Works Department. There really is no words to convey our feelings, but we will do what we can to try and support each other during this very difficult time. Thank you. I have a couple other items. The Westmont Community Awards. We have a date. It's scheduled Monday, April 24th at our Hilton. It'll include award presentations not only by the Village, Chamber, Knights of Columbus, American Legion, the Rotary, and more. This is a complete community awards ceremony. For details and to purchase tickets, please visit westmontchamber.com. Along with that, the Reader's Choice voting. Everyone go online and vote for your favorite restaurant. There's numerous categories. Again, go to westmontchamber.com. The voting results will be also announced that evening. So please, there's many categories, a lot of great restaurants in town. So take the time and go vote. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Reverend Craig S. Feldy, who is the district captain for the United States Coast Guard, Auxiliary District 9, Western Region, to come to the podium, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, trustees. On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary, we would like to thank the Village of Westmont for partnering with us in order to promote boating safety to the citizens of your village and the United States. Thank you very much for that. And in recognition of that, we would like to give this certificate of appreciation to the mayor on behalf of the citizens of the Village of Westmont. We thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
And we look forward to working with you again in the future. Thank you very much, Mayor. Trustees, thank you very much. It's okay.
Guys are dancing.
Does he have a best side?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that will conclude my report, and I'll turn to Clerk Simsky.
Thank you, Mayor. Brush, yard waste, and compost programs. These programs will resume on April 3rd. Details are all on the village website. Free leaf collection. There will be a free leaf collection from April 10th through the 14th. This collection is for leaves only, and leaves must be placed in craft paper bags. Details on our website about that. And the local elections, I want to remind everybody, early voting has started and is available at the Westmont Library. Election day is Tuesday, April 4th. Everyone is encouraged to vote. More info on our website, and I always say, do not complain if you don't take the time to vote.
And I believe DuPage also allows first in the state residents to go to any polling place
Right.
to vote. So you don't have to go to your precinct. You can go anywhere where the line's smaller.
Right.
So thank you. Trustee Johanna Guzzo, Fire Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening, we had our Fire Public Safety Committee meeting, and I am going to recap this evening's meeting. I have the great privilege of first, I'm going to announce the Firefighter of the Year Award for 2022. It was Battalion Chief Joe Kilsinski, so I want to congratulate him. And then there were numerous life-saving awards, accommodations, and I'm going to go through the list of those. It was Battalion Chief Kilsinski, firefighters Ramos, Sulzin, Chait, Welton, Files, Bushy, Gurgitz, Olson, Riley, Zasada, Nolan, Malley, Rasmussen. I want to thank them all for everyone that does the great service to the village, so congratulations on those awards. We also touched on briefly about a State Bill 1306, which is about EMS body-worn cameras. There's going to be more information forthcoming on that. The fire department produced their 2022 annual report. Great job, thank you. It will be available on the website in the near future. And then we also announced Lynn Drowley's retirement, our EMS director. More information will be forthcoming on that with her walkout ceremony in June. And then I also want to remind everyone, sign up is still available for the Citizens Fire Academy. The classes start April 12th and end on May 10th. Currently, we have 12 residents signed up for this great class. More information is available on the village's website. And then I want to give a shout out to the Knights of Columbus for their Lenten fish fry. It started a few weeks ago. The Knights of Columbus Hall is at 25 North Cass. It's held every Friday during Lent, and the hours are 5 to 8. So come on out, have some great fish, meet a lot of our residents, and just come on out and have a great time. And that's all I have, Mayor.
You do a great job, and you failed to mention that the police chief was presented an award for losing the volleyball tournament. The fire department presented the police chief a nice, since you won it, since the fire department won that.
Did you wait till he left the room?
He left,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's probably hanging up his award. Trustee Brady, Community Development.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At the March 1st Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, the Planning and Zoning did not recommend the proposed build-to-rent planned development at 3500 Midwest Road, also known as Willowcrest / Hilton property. The proposed development includes 239 detached single-family homes intended as a build-to-rent units. Village staff is waiting to hear from the developer regarding their intentions before scheduling the planning and zoning recommendations for board review and consideration. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on to Trustee Barker, Environmental Improvement Committee and the Westmont First Chair.
Thank you, Mayor. The Environmental Improvement Committee met this past Monday. We did a site visit. We went to Scarce and Addison, and we went through their facility there. Scarce is an organization in DuPage County which works with environmental issues, but they also are heavily into reclaiming things rather than having things thrown in the landfill. So they look for reuse on thousands of items, and they have a warehouse up there. It's wall to wall with stuff that they've kept from going into landfills, and they spend a lot of time and energy finding sources to, place it with school teachers. They were repurposing color crayons and pencils and markers and things, notebooks and things for students that couldn't afford to purchase those. They made sure that the schools that needed that for their children had it. You know, they bag it up and send it out in kits. They also have a really nice program. They have hundreds of books that people donate, and rather than throw them out, they try to find a use for it. They have a program where they're putting bookshelves in laundromats. And what that does is, you know, their take on it is, if you don't have a home and you're in your car, you know, and your children are going to school, and there are people like that in DuPage County, they'll put a bookshelf in a laundromat where somebody could go to, and while their children are there with their family doing their laundry, there'd be books there for the kids, and the kids can take the books, return the books, keep the books, it doesn't matter, but it's a nice resource. They have 11 of these in DuPage County, and they're looking to do more. Environmental Improvement Committee really like that, and we're gonna probably see if we can get one here in Westmont. So we went through that facility. We also have our annual report, and we are going to combine our goals for 2023 with our annual report that we typically do for the village board on the April 6th admin finance meeting. And then we have another electronics and more recycling event coming up on April 15th from 8 a.m. to noon. And that's at our Public Works facility. And then lastly, the No Mo Till Mother's Day program is back this year, and you can sign up on the village website. I know everybody procrastinates, but now's the time to get that signed up and in place before you do your landscape contracts for the year if you're using a landscaper. But that is available, very popular, and we're glad that we're glad we have it back again for 2023. That's all, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Little, Administration and Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have 2 items tonight. Usually I'm a little more verbose than that, but here we go. The next Administration Finance Committee meeting will be held Thursday, March 23rd at 4:30 right here in Village Hall. And my last item is we will have a budget workshop on Thursday, April the 13th. Finance Director Cunningham and Assistant Village Manager Parker will present the proposed budget for 2023-24. That's all I have.
And that's right here that evening.
Right here in Village Hall.
Very good. Trustee Nero, Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items today. Our tree seedling giveaway, our annual Arbor Day tree seedling giveaway is scheduled on April 28th. That's going to be right at the library. You can sign up on the village website. Next is backed by popular demand, the Adopt a Planner. Residents, businesses, and organizations can now sign up for this program. Again, that's right on our website as well. And then last but not least, I was glad to see this on here. On Tuesday, the DuPage County Stormwater Committee approved a stormwater grant. It was unanimous as well, so it goes to the county board next Tuesday for $66,000 in change for CBD Alley H reconstruction. And I've been on that committee for, I think, 4 years. Every time, Westmont always is on there. It's amazing how so many communities don't take advantage of it. It's a nasty application process, but it's the right thing that the county does, and our neighbors in Willowbrook got a great project awarded as well. So thanks to our Public Works team for making sure that that gets submitted on proper time, and staff was real impressed. The county staff was very impressed with our application and the impact that it's going to have to our water quality. So great success there, and that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
And I want to thank you for representing us on that committee for the 4 years. And it's obvious by our grants that we've been receiving. Trustee Simonovich, Police Public Safety Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. The next Police Public Safety Committee meeting will be held here at 4:30 p.m. on April 20th. The Police Department is hosting an annual Drug Take-Back Day on April 22nd at the Police Department and at Mariano's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Complete details are on the village website. The Police Department is also hosting its annual Paper Shred event to benefit Special Olympics. This will be on May 20th. Again, more details are on the village website. The inaugural Westmont Police Special Olympics of Illinois golf fundraiser, golf outing, will be held on September 15th, 2023. More details are on the village website. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on the agenda to items to be removed from the consent agenda. If no one has any, I'd ask Manager May to please read the consent agenda.
This evening, consent agenda, I want to point out that the village board did not meet 2 weeks ago, so we have two separate finance ordinances on the consent agenda. But first are the village board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the village board meeting held February 9th, 2023. For the finance ordinance, the first finance ordinance, number 21, it's in the amount of $1,601,671.51. Finance ordinance number 22 is in the amount of $2,089,907.57. Next are purchase orders. First purchase order is Henderson Products Incorporated, $61,959. Represents a Public Works truck, a Ford 550 vehicle, replaces the Unit 116. Next purchase order is M.E. Simpson Company, $31,652 for village-wide valve exercising program. Gabriel Laboratories, $31,331.85 for soil remediation from street division work, accumulated soils, but they have to be tested and disposed of accordingly. Next purchase order, also M.E. Simpson Company, $28,700, and that's for a leak detection survey on the water distribution system. Next is Acres Enterprises, LLC, $85,638.86 for cyclic Parkway Tree Pruning Program. Next, Flock Group Incorporated, $44,400. This is the LPR, the license plate recognition camera installation, and 24-month subscription, I guess, agreement. Mapleton Fleet Incorporated, $243,678, represents a quantity of 6 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles. This is there's a long story here too, but the Fords are very hard to come by, so these are all vehicles in our vehicle replacement program, but we're switching to a Dodge make. That was 6 for the police department. Next purchase order, also for Napleton, $80,686. Also Dodge Durango, all-wheel drive vehicles. These two are for the fire department. Those purchase orders totaled $608,045.71. And if you take the purchase orders together with finance ordinance number 21 and 22, it all adds up to $4,299,624.79. And that's the entire consent agenda.
We have a motion to approve as read.
Motion to approve is read. Little?
Second, Simonovich.
Motion been made and second. Comments, trustee Barker.
You know what, I'm just wondering, maybe Mr. Parker could explain the vehicle replacement program a little bit, because there's a pretty large dollar amount here. And we know it, but not everybody knows it.
Yeah, so I'll explain it briefly. We've got a vehicle replacement program that the village board adopted a number of years ago to set something up, so we're putting aside money each year to be able to replace vehicles as they come due. That way we're earning interest on it in our bank account instead of trying to lease the vehicles and paying somebody else interest, but to still have a flat amount that we're able to put aside each year. And then we have our schedule on which the vehicles are replaced. And as you might have heard, we've had some supply chain issues due to some of the things going on with pandemics and lots of things going on throughout the world. And so we've had some trouble getting some of these vehicles. And so we've had vehicles that we've been trying to order for quite a while, have not been working out. We now have a way to get some vehicles, and so we're ordering the vehicles that we should have been replaced last year for our police fleet, as well as the ones that are scheduled to be replaced next year, and we're getting the order in advance so that we can actually get them at a reasonable time.
Perfect, thank you.
And the Napleton was able to match or come close to the bids, the state bids?
And Napleton is also a successful state,
Okay.
bidder, right?
So, and again, we rely on the state, they do multiple bids on different
Yeah.
vehicles, and the price we got is a competitive,
Absolutely.
very competitive. Any other comments? Anybody?
I'd like one too.
Yes.
If I could get one.
You want to what?
No, one of the vehicles.
Oh. Hurry up and pass this roll call, please, before you add something else.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to new business. A, Mrs. T's Pizza and Pub, amended site plan for 2 West Naperville Road. Board to consider ordinance approving a request from CDZA Incorporated, which is Mrs. T's Pizza and Pub, at 2 West Naperville Road, for an amended site and landscaping plan to improve a restaurant in the B1 Limited Business District. And I got Director Pollock.
Thank you, Mayor and trustees. This was heard last night at the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Since this is an ongoing project that is hopefully nearing completion, we wanted to expedite this and get this on your agenda tonight. The Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval of the amended plans. The amended plans included changes, some minor, relatively minor changes to the windows and the exterior facade, as well as a change in the roof materials from a standing seam metal roof to asphalt shingles. The most significant change had to do with the north side of the building, where the utility equipment and exhaust systems were much larger than what was approved in the original site plan. So staff had asked the business owner to come back to the Planning and Zoning Commission to revise their plans. The applicant has worked closely with the village staff to make that happen, and they have added a 7-foot tall fence and extensive landscaping that will screen that north side of the building and the utility equipment that you see now that is exposed right now. So in summary, the Planning and Zoning Commission did unanimously recommend approval of these changes, and I'd be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is also here if you'd like to hear from him as well.
Yes, please.
Hi, Larry Buchanan, Mrs. T's Pizza. And if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
Well, I can say it's a beautiful looking building.
Thank you.
Done a
Thank you.
tremendous, the question is, when are you going to open?
So I get questioned like that every
Yeah, I
single
would
day.
imagine, yeah.
We're missing an electrical part, a panel, and we have the parts to go to ComEd, and we have the parts to go to the restaurant, and the piece in the middle is missing. We ordered it in April. It was promised in July, and every month it just keeps getting delayed. The next promise is the end of March, that we get the part. Got my fingers crossed. So I
Reoccurring
can't
comment, I mean, that's.
With our vehicles, with everything. yeah.
With everything, yeah. We've had that all along. This is a part that we cannot go to another source. We've committed ourselves, and so we have to stick with this piece.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve Guzzo.
Second Little?
Motion been made in second. Any additional comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes, motion passes. We hope you get the part at the end of all.
And then
You do too.
Yes, and I'll give you a date when that happens.
All right, thank you.
And we're hungry.
Yeah. New business B, awarded bid proposal, Linden, Warwick, and Dallas water main improvements. Board to consider an ordinance awarding the bid proposal from H. Linden and Sons Sewer and Water Incorporated for Linden, Warwick, and Dallas water main improvement project and authorizing a contract consistent with the accepted bid documents. Director Reese.
This is a bid for water main improvements. This will be adjacent to the Holy Trinity new building that they are building, as well as the new Park District building that is being constructed. We got bids from 2 contractors. The low bidder was Linden and Sons Sewer and Water with a low bid of $982,205. This was approximately 9% lower than the engineer's estimate of $1,080,000. During the course of the bid evaluation, the contractor requested to withdraw their bid because they had discovered a mistake on one of the pay items. But even with the mistake, their bid was still lower than the next low bidder. So we'd like to inform you that we would like to still award the contract as is, but we would like to eliminate pay item 31 and replace it with AUP number 1, which would be a different pay item to cover that work. It was street patching.
The change order immediately while we're awarding the contract. We'll process the change order separately,
Yeah.
but just making you aware.
And we'll make every effort to not exceed the awarded contract.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little?
Motion made, second. Comments, questions? This is a budgeted item, I would imagine, so in this fiscal year. No other questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes. Motion passes. New business C, engineering service agreement, Linden, Warwick, and Dallas water main improvements. Board to consider an ordinance authorizing an engineering service agreement with Baxter and Woodman Incorporated for Phase 3 construction services for the Linden, Warwick, and Dallas water main improvement projects. Director Reese.
This is a request to approve the sum of $73,000 for Phase 3 construction engineering. This will include construction administration, field inspection, documentation of this water main project. This is a companion piece to the previous water main construction bid that you just approved.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Brady. He snuck in on you. All right. Any comments or questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you.
We'll move to new business D, a lease amendment for the Marker School District. Board to consider an ordinance approving a fourth amendment to the lease with Marker School District number 60 for space at Westmont Center. And I think Manager May?
Yes, their Marker School District 60, their administrative offices are in the Westmont Center building, which is a village-owned facility. They were already a tenant with the moves that are happening in the building. They're changing locations from one side of the building to the other and downsizing a little bit too. So the amendment is to redefine the space that they're already using, otherwise the terms are identical.
And they've been there for a number of years now. Do I have a motion to approve the amendment?
Motion to approve, Barker.
Second, Little?
Motion
made, second. Any additional? Trustee Barker.
Steve, the status of that building then is that it's less than 100% full occupied?
Yes, it is, and it is, and it always has been, and it depends on how you consider the basement level space, because the Historical Society used to be down in there in that one corner across from the conference rooms. But to refer back to Marker, they had an entire side of the second floor plus some space on the other side of the second floor, and now they're just moving to the other side of the second floor, so some of the space they already had, so that's how it's smaller. And they had an office on the lower level that was kind of like the reception part of the office. They are vacating that space, and our new representative, Laddish Douglas, is our tenant in that space, and that's right next to Westmont Special Events Corp. So now we have north side of the second floor is available as soon as Marker moves.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if we make, we're not looking for tenants, but is there somebody that needs it that would, that we've always had a good relationship with everybody in there, and it was I don't know what you want, complimentary to the community. If there was anybody else that would.
Public body.
Space.
They're all governmental, public bodies or not-for-profits, and that's by design. So every single tenant in there is a not-for-profit form of organization, and that's what allows us to operate it as a municipal-owned facility still a tax-exempt property. So
It's a great use of space. I'm just wondering if there's anybody else that needs it that we know of.
We're always on the
We
lookout.
would welcome anyone on the north side, which it just so happens is by the train tracks. I think that's why Marker kind of
say
said, no, but they moved over.
Well, they've gravitated, like many of us have converted to more online video conference type of work, and the train's more disruptive than just phone call work. You know.
But it's a great location, and I know Larry Forsberg, the chamber office is there too. Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business C, special counsel appointment. Board to consider ordinance approving the appointment of a special counsel. I need a motion to that effect.
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Nero.
Motion been made in second. I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to new business F, interim director of community development services. Board to consider an ordinance approving an agreement with GovTemps USA to provide interim director of community development services. And I'd ask Manager May to give us more information.
And that's just that, it's in the description, when the opening with the community development director, we are professionally recruiting for that position using GovHR in that role. And in the, in the meantime, the interim director services is, if you'd like to keep Doug, I authorize the agreement, but you need to ratify it for that use.
I do have to say, we've got a very experienced
Yes.
individual who also,
Hope he applies for the permanent one, but he likes being retired too, so.
who also is very familiar with the area, because your last was you were the manager at Burridge, so very familiar. I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Nero.
Second, Little?
Motion made second. Any additional comments? We've used GovTem for a number of different.
Yes.
And we've even hired people. I think Renee came through that,
As hard as it is to, in all industries, everybody's having trouble finding employees for no matter what it is. And we're, good to have an organization that is, concentrated and focused on governmental, positions. So it's helping us tremendously.
all right, I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Motion passes. We'll move on to new business G. 2023 zoning map. Board to consider ordinance to approve the revised zoning map dated December 31st, 2022 as the official 2023 zoning map for the village of Westmont. Now I'm going to either have, Director Powell.
Thank you. Yes, the state law requires that every municipality ratify their zoning map on an annual basis. And so the practice is that every first quarter of every year, planning staff puts together all the amendments and all the zoning changes and map changes, annexations, et cetera, and publishes or prints this a zoning map, and then we put it on your agenda for your approval. Obviously, as these things are approved in real time, they're added to the GIS system, but again, we're required by law to formally adopt an annual zoning map.
Do I have a motion to adopt it?
Motion to approve, Little?
Second, Simonovich.
Motion made second. Comments? Again, this is an annual requirement, and I'd have a roll call, please.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker,
Yes.
trustee Nero.
Yes.
Motion passes. We move on to miscellaneous. Does anybody have anything? I do have to agree with trustee Johanna Guzzo, fish fry tomorrow night,
Yep.
Knights of Columbus. It's very good. I do need an executive session. We may adjourn to closed session to discuss matters so permitted and may act upon such matters. We will not act upon such matters when we return to open session. I need a motion to adjourn for the following: the appointment of special legal counsel for the village pursuant to Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act, and 2, discussion of risk management information, advice, and communications to the village with respect to IRMA, which is our insurance carrier, pursuant to Section 2C12 of the Open Meetings Act, and 3, the purchase of real estate for use of the village pursuant to Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act. Even though there's 3 of them, I don't think will be a lengthy executive session, so I need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Motion to adjourn executive session for those said reasons. Nero.
Second, Little.
Motion been made and second to adjourn executive session. Roll call, please.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Guzzo.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Little.
Yes.
Trustee Simonovich.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes. We will adjourn to executive session. When we come out, there will not be any further business, but at this time, I want to thank everyone.